Hi, everybody. KJ here with you, and we've been talking about over the last couple of days this big winter storm. Earlier video focused on the Kansas City area, the Central Plain states, and now I'm going to focus a little bit further to the east. Of course, we also talked about the severe weather aspects of it with another video, but this one we're going to talk about the severe weather aspects of the ice storm and heavy snowstorm over across the Ohio River Valley, and there's going to be some significant ice and also some significant snow over in this part of the country here. If we take a look again, this is the HRRR computer model. It does a real good job. It's kind of a higher resolution computer model, and it does a good job of showing the intensities of some of these bands that are pushing on through. This is what radar might look like. I do not have the winter composites put on here, but this is going to be first thing in the morning. This is first thing Sunday morning, and what you have here is your storm center itself is coming into play, and it's located over there across northeastern parts of Oklahoma, southwestern parts of Missouri, and as it continues to evolve and develop, you're going to see convective bands. Convective means heavier precipitation, or maybe even some thunder and lightning with it. Try to also develop perhaps maybe kind of out ahead of it as it moves eastward here. In addition to that, you've got some warm air on the warm side of this where you're going to see thunderstorms develop that's going to try to push northward. But one thing you have to keep in mind is cold air is dense and it's heavy and it sinks and stays at the Earth's surface. Warm air is light and buoyant. It can't push. It's like a brick wall. It can't push it out of the way, but it's got to go somewhere. So what happens is it rides up and over the cold air. Can't go through it, can't go around it, has to go up over it. So as that happens, the Earth's surface is called shallow cold air. The Earth's surface will be colder than the air aloft. So therefore, you wind up getting freezing rain and sometimes sleet in this type of a situation. And we can put this into motion. And here we are in the Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And at least from a what's called reflectivity standpoint, what the radar might look like without the winter weather composites on there, very heavy precipitation across all of southern and central Illinois, or some of central Illinois, back into kind of north central parts of Missouri. And from there, you're seeing that precipitation increase, heavy precipitation from about Indianapolis, Indiana, down south all the way into Kentucky here. Keep in mind, some of this will be ice. And then as we head into tomorrow evening, you can see that snow increasing over near Cincinnati, Ohio, and then maybe even the northern parts of Kentucky before that begins to move a little bit further to the east. Now, let's put the winter weather aspects on it here for you and show you kind of what we're looking at here. So we're putting this kind of into motion here for you. The purple represents the ice. Now, a lot of that would be sleet. The red would represent more freezing rain. And so here we are as we head into Sunday afternoon, and looks like some heavy sleet and freezing rain ongoing there across southern Illinois and into Indiana. And just north of there, you wind up with the very heavy snow, and that would be up in the Indianapolis area. And then from there, you can kind of see maybe just enough warm air getting drawn northward where some of that snow changes over to sleet there in southern parts of Indiana and northern parts of Kentucky. Kind of south of this area, you do wind up with some pretty significant icing, and maybe over into the West Virginia area from there. As far as accumulations go, well, let's take a look at that here too. And we'll start by looking at the ice aspects of this. And again, this is from this particular computer model. You have to forgive me, my dogs are barking in the background there. But this does show the ice accumulations adding up there across, especially kind of north central Kentucky, back into southern Indiana and southern parts of Illinois. Yeah, some of these areas could see up over a half inch of freezing rain accumulation. But keep in mind, there'll also be some sleet mixed in with that as well. This would be enough to create perhaps some power outages. So that's something to keep in mind. As far as snowfall amounts go, you're probably going to see some pretty good snowfall amounts there accumulate. Of course, we already talked about that area back in Missouri, but look at that across Indiana and into parts of Ohio. Now, keep in mind, these numbers might be a little on the high side. There could be some sleet mixed in with that. Sometimes the model gets that kind of confused and puts too much snow fall accumulation out there when it should just be mostly kind of a little bit of a mixture of sleet and snow. So there could be some of that, especially there in southern Illinois and Indiana. But at places like Cincinnati, Ohio could receive up over 10 inches of snow with this. So significant winter storm continues into Sunday evening. Early on, it will be impacting the area over into the Kansas, Missouri area where there's blizzard warnings in effect, and then gradually shifting over into the Ohio River Valley as we head into late Sunday afternoon and into Sunday night. Looks like a lot of this activity should end as we head into Monday. So as you head back to work, or I think some people even going back to school, a lot of this will be over with. But there could still be some power outages, and there still could be some slick spots and trouble areas. So there could wind up being some business closings and cancellations on Monday. And for those kids who are back in school, you may not have school on Monday in those areas. Of course, not only are we dealing with the precipitation, the wintry precipitation, but also the bitterly cold temperatures, and it looks really cold for a good part of next week. And remember to like, follow, and subscribe to all of my pages so you can get the good weather information as I put them out there from time to time. Everybody have a good Sunday, and we'll be updating you as needed.